Hey, I'm Tony K. Take a look at my customization video for this Transformers Prime Deluxe class Airachnid and see how I turned her into a functional triple changer. Let's go through those transformations. Let's take a look at how to make this customization. In another video that I posted a year or two ago, you can see another customization. I cut this cockpit section off so that when she's her head's poking out, she looks more like a screen accurate representation. And no cockpit behind her. Gone. We might work on cutting the back of this seat off later in the video. So, we're making her a triple changer. She got helicopter mode, robot mode, and soon beast mode. Spider Woman. I've got a 3/16 drill bit. That seems to fit into the weapons port pretty well. And I've got a screwdriver. I'll pop her head back down and remove a screw here. And then remove a screw here. Now, this piece is very hollow inside. I am concerned that after I drill my holes in here, in either side, that the wall of this won't be thick enough to support this post. So if that's the case, I'll think of options for filling this in. Possibly hot glue. Could always cut out any excess hot glue that I need if I use that. We'll worry about that later. And here we go. Very minor damage to this other side, but we got her. Hold on. I'm just cleaning out some plastic, and we will put the legs in. We'll just see how it feels. Kinda tight. Tight is good. Maybe I should bore that out a little bit more. Maybe. I'll try it. I'm being careful not to drill through my finger using a skilled craftsman's control. I'm going to try this a little more. Poked my finger. I am holding the drill like, against an edge, just trying to wear that edge down a little. There we go. It is a fit. It fits. That's amazing. Let's hope it looks good when it's done, but it fits. That's the first step. On to the other side. Ha! Oh, I tore my board. I don't want to lose my screw with my plastic mess. I wonder how toxic this plastic is. I wonder if I can eat it. And we're off. And we're through. Well, I'm not perfect, so hopefully it'll still look good when we're done. Right? If only the folks at Hasbro had thought of this and moved on their idea in the first place. I mean, what? A Voyager class Airachnid figure with 3 modes? I mean, jeez. Who wouldn't think of that? Do they fit? They fit? Cool. Let's put this back on Airachnid and then try it with 2 sets of legs. Let's clean up our workspace real quick. We'll put the 2 legs back on. Legs? Tail? Spiders have tails. I don't know. Not quite sure what that's supposed to represent. The butt prongs that feed out the webbing, maybe? I don't know. Guesses. All guesses. I got a short screw and a long screw. I said that backwards. Short screw, long screw. I think the long screw went above the seat. Suppose if I rewind this video and watch what I took out of here, or if I go back to my first Airachnid video, then I could see what it was, but I'm tired and lazy. So lazy that I'm not doing that. Okay, pop her head up, and we'll clip this tail thing together. Clip her legs together. With her head popped up, this tail section does not close onto her legs because of these pegs. The holes no longer line up with her head popped up. These holes, these pegs. So I'm thinking I might cut these pegs off so that will just that should lay smooth on her legs. Otherwise I could try drilling peg holes into the backs of here, but I don't know. I'm not too confident about my ability to drill a precision hole at just the right angle so that when this peg closes it will snap into there. I'd rather just slice that peg right off. Anyway, we'll worry about that later. I'm going to put 1 set of legs in now, but I have to get my second Airachnid figure out. Oop, popped the leg off. Ball joints are awesome most of the time, except with the Revenge of the Fallen Scout Class Scalpel. Ball joints are bad. They crack. So, a second Airachnid figure. And just for the legs. So this side does not want to peg in very well. My hole on this side was lower than my hole on this side. So low that as the angle of the post for these legs wants to go in, it's coming into contact with this section of her back. How critical is that section of her back? If I slide this down. Oops. I'm wondering if I can just stick my drill in and drill into that now. Oh, it looks like it's pretty critical. Pretty critical. I mean, this holds the post that the back slides on, right? No? No, that's just one long shaft. Yeah, I can drill into that. I can drill into that, no problem. Nobody's gonna mind. It's not gonna affect transformation. We're going in. Let's focus and adjust. Sorry, Arachnid. That's for not being black arachnia. Let's see if that helped or made things worse. Helped. Oh, worse. Made things worse. Okay. So I could super glue this on, yes, but I don't want this to be permanent. I want to make it a functional triple changer. So let's pop her head down and reflect. I've been thinking about what to do about this loose hole. First I thought about filling in this whole back cavity, but I thought that was overkill. So I've decided I'm just going to try to build up a layer of material around this hole to hold this peg tighter. One thought I'd had was to use a rubbery product like rubber cement or Plastidip, but then I thought twice about that because those materials would peel off over time as I switch this, as I put these legs in and pull them back out. So I think I'm going to try super glue. I've got gel control and ultra gel control. So let's see what these two come out like. A little scrap of cardboard. Here's the ultra gel control. Nice big glop. Here's the regular gel control. I like that. A narrow stream. So we're going to give this a shot. Hopefully we won't make a mess. I want to keep this super glue inside of the opening. I do not wish to get any on the outside. I don't imagine it would clean off very easily. Now if I end up using too much super glue, then I think a little piece of sandpaper rolled up should smooth it down little by little until we get the perfect fit. Now I'm going to let this super glue cure for several days. I want it to be as dry and hard as possible before reinserting the legs, because I don't want to take any chances that the legs would end up getting super glued into this hole. My goal in doing this customization is to make a fully transformable triple changer out of this figure. I'm just dabbing that glue down, making sure it's well distributed. Now it seems to have gone on in a nice, thick, toothpaste-like form, but I've got a feeling that as it dries it will flatten out like a liquid. But we'll check back in a few days, maybe a couple of weeks, and see how well it dried. For you folks in viewer land, though, it should just be another frame in the film. So, the super glue's been curing for about 5 days. I've since stabbed myself in the hand with a screwdriver, but we will try our legs. Now the hole is a little too small, which is good. Got a little sandpaper, very fine grit. Let's see if this will fit. One, I suppose. Let's see if we can cone this paper and fit it in on its own. A little too big. Yeah, it still looks a little too big. There, that might fit. Gently blow on it a little, and let's see. Just a little pressure. Maybe try to find the right angle. We'll sand it a little more. Ooh, nice. Let's pull it out and try that again. I like tearing legs off of spiders. Nice. But these legs are really loose. You know, I mean, it's good for spinning a helicopter blade, but not good for standing Airachnid up. I've got these little black rubber bands. I don't recall where or when I got them, years ago, probably at like a Walmart in their office section. But I'm going to use these to try to hold these, give these legs some stability. Feed the rubber band down the middle leg. I'm going to, let's see, try to show this to you here. Bring this rubber band over this, the base of this leg. Stretch it across the top, bring it over the peg, and let it go on the other side. Hope you can see that. Put this leg back in. And I'll do the same for the other side. We got lucky with that first hole being nice and tight. Now we'll add our other rubber band. Bring it down the center. Loop it over the, just bring it up over the base of this leg. Stretch it across the top and over the peg. There we go. There's a little grip there. And put that leg back in. Try to pose these legs. Not bad. And let's get a look at her from the side. Pretty good. But her head needs to be facing up. Her face needs to be facing up more. So I think I'm going to have to remove the seat on the back of her head. I'm thinking just slicing it here. I'm hoping that maybe I could super glue the back of the seat to the, can I move her arm? No. To the black surface behind it. But I will have to cut the seat off first and then try to give her head a little more posability, a little more range of motion. And then I will have to figure out if there is enough room to glue the seat on, give her head a full range of, a better range of motion, and still fit this part on and fit the canopy over it. I'm going to remove her legs. I don't need them on while I'm performing this next operation, so probably be best not to risk endangering them. I'm going to remove the screw in the back of her head. Let's see if it's magnetic. It is magnetic, so it will be safe. Head is very loose now because that seat is ready to pop off. I'm in the danger zone here of doing something, making an alteration to this plastic that is so destructive that it can no longer perform its function. In this case, seeing her head not be able to stay on the ball joint. That would be bad. For the seat, I think I would like to cut this at an angle. And then may or may not need to do additional trimming on the seat in order to get it to fit behind the ball joint of the neck. Let's see how this functions without a head. I like to pull on these back legs to, or I don't know, tail legs, what are these supposed to be? I like to pull on these, gripping her under the armpits to pop that down. Okay, so this is the motion of the transformation, and this whole space back here moves along in the transformation, so I should be able to glue the back of the seat onto it. So gluing the back of the seat right there. This surface is not even with this surface, but I'll look into that more once I get this seat cut. Thinking about the tools I could use to cut this. Utility knife, sure would like some sort of heat knife. I don't know if one exists or if I just have to heat a blade up, but I think I will just try brute force in the utility knife. Pull the camera back here. Put this on the edge of my workbench. This is going to be hard. I could lose a fingertip here. But it's all for the love of the art. Like Vincent van Gogh. I'm applying mild, medium pressure using a rocking motion. Am I making progress? Well, okay. So let's keep at it. I'd like to point out that it's important not to put too much pressure on the eyes that are sticking out the other side of the seat. More progress on one side than the other. We're through. Yeah, now that's a hell of a stress mark, but once I get her in spider mode, I'm not even going to remember that. Okay, we'll put her head back on and see what her range of motion is. Her eyes slide in under the screw peg. Oh, and the screw is on the magnet on the vise. I didn't lose it until I drop it right now. Ah. Stab myself with a screwdriver again. Okay, so I don't have that range of motion there yet. Let's move her around and show you what is binding here. Oh, so looking at the head, trying to figure out what is preventing her head from tipping back further. It's still part of the colored plastic, the translucent pink, purple. Now, I think that I would like to clear out a semicircle along this base. And I don't want to take away, though, from the round plastic that is clinging to the ball joint. Should definitely take the head back off. Might want to try a drill, but I think I've had enough experience with the drill. I really like a grinder bit, but for shaky hands like these I would want a table mounted grinder. I don't have that. I've got grinder bits for a rotary tool. Don't have a rotary tool, just got the drill. Let's get this head off and see what we can do about a tool. In this Dremel kit, I've got a grinding bit that might work. So I'm going to try to mount my cordless drill on the vise. that didn't take away enough plastic, so I'm going to try an actual drill bit to do some shaving and a more powerful drill. Let's see. Well, I'm still not getting the range of motion that I want. So now I am going to switch to the utility blade. Still not very impressive. think that needs to be wider, but let's put it on and give it a shot. Quite a bit wider. That is still not the range I am looking for. Well, if this doesn't fix it, I might just move on to the next phase. Oops, dummy me. I injured her eyes. May work like I like it, like I wanted it to, but it might not. Get that screw from the magnet. Put that back in. Well, I got that range of motion that I wanted. However, I don't know how much posing I might be able to do to this thing before the parts that I carved break. But I've got an Optimus Prime that is 20 years old, so he's still alive and kicking. Missing his smokestacks, those are broken off, but hey, that happens, part of his bumper. That's the life of the G1 Optimus Prime. Alright. Now, for this seat. Well then, it won't be the greatest seat, but I can super glue it. I will put that super glue on, and then I will call it a night and pick this back up in another week. I'm going to put the glue on her back where I want the chair to go. Cool. I'm just going to let that cure for, I don't know, at least a day, but possibly the next work week. Until then, so long. Okay, so it's been 2 days, and my seat is attached, super glued. That is good. Let's plug in these legs and see how she looks, because, ladies and gentlemen, she's done. She is ready for mass distribution. Oops, that's okay. It's a good angle. That is a nice tight hole right there. Unlike the other side, which we added super glue to. And we have a finished product. Very nice. Very pleased. Debating whether or not to cut off these two pegs so that this tail section will lay flat against her legs when she's in spider mode, but I may not want to bother because there should be a little curve in her body. Should be more so at her hips below her chest, but that's just what we get. And here she is with the rest of the Transformers Prime cast. Everyone, thank you for watching.